was always fascinated with distilling and distilled products, and I think that working as a winemaker was sort of a natural extension into looking, well, what comes after fermentation and what can we do in regards to making beverage, and distillation just sort of happened. And I think one pretty important factor in explaining distillation is that you have to ferment first. So distillation concentrates alcohol, it doesn't create alcohol. So if you are working on a gin or whiskey or vodka, you start with grain and make a beer first. With brandies, you would make a wine first, and then that goes into the still. And that goes through, with a type of still that we have, we need to distill twice. And we'll do several runs of the first pass through the still, and then collect enough for a second run at that somewhere in the mid-20s% alcohol. And that goes back in again, gets run through for a second time, and that's when we have finished product that's coming out somewhere around 140 down to 130 proof. Distilling has an enormous reduction rate, so we end up with generally somewhere around 10% of the volume that we start with. When we're making gin and whiskey, the reduction is more extreme because the starting alcohol is lower. So inside the kettle, that mixture is boiling and the alcohol is evaporating off while the water stays in the kettle, because water has a higher boiling point and alcohol has a lower boiling point and is a lighter compound. So that comes up through the top of the still, either through your hat and the swan's neck like we have, or through a column in the case of a column still. And that allows distillation to happen. It's basically a difference of boiling points. Once that vapor hits the condenser, the cooling in the condenser turns the vapor back into liquid.